Good morning. Welcome to this week's edition of the Friday Morning Fish Fry. I got a couple of announcements to make as we start. First of all, the Amazon book blast for Ain't Nobody Really Happy at the Bottom Except Catfish is set for the 29th of November. That's Tuesday, about 11 days, 4:30 to 6:30, 6:45 Pacific Standard Time. So please be a part as we finally launch the book. It's going to be fun. We're going to have some fun. We have a couple great interviews to do, and there'll be some door prizes. So you that are on Facebook, just on the bottom, record. I'll be there. We'll reserve you a spot. Everybody be assigned a number, and we'll take care of it. It's going to be a fun night. So feel free to join up with us. Also, I want to talk to you about a book. It's called The Tree of Lies, and that's by a friend of mine, Scott Perkins. Tremendous book, a tremendous read. Don't spend all your money there. Save some for the fish fry. The at the bottom book. So anyhow, great book, and I'm going to use something out of that this morning, and you see the title is, how do you identify or how do you view yourself? Unfortunately, for most people, they use three criteria. Number one is what I do for a living, and gain value from that. What I have, those little toys that I have, the big car, the house, whatever it might be. And finally, what do others think of me? Now, why is it so easy to gravitate to those three criteria? We can read them and we say, well, they're kind of shallow, but we end up gravitating to that. Well, number one is the world, the system, the culture that we live in places value on each one of these. They value a higher self-worth for a medical doctor than for a guy who works construction or sells insurance or sells cars or is a secretary. And we just put value on that. And really, it's more about what a person does than who that person really is. And so it's more about doing. Everything's about doing instead of about being. Secondly, what you have. Now that is the most shallow of all of this. But the culture says, and they judge you by the cars you drive, the house you live in, the clothes you wear, the places you go, etc., on and on and on and on. Can you ever be good enough? Can you ever have enough? There's a faulty little jingle that goes that he wins who dies having the most toys. And that leads us to having a sense of security in things rather than in others and who we are. Finally, the one that really gets you is the one when we start valuing ourselves by what others think of us. We begin to judge who we are ourselves by other people, by what they think. What does my spouse think of me? What does my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my boss, my coworkers, my friends, what do they think of me? And when we put value on what other people think of us, we are in bad shape. The scripture says a couple things. I don't want to preach to you this morning, but the scripture does say in the book of Corinthians to judge ourselves by others and by ourselves, to judge ourselves by others. It uses the word, says, it is not wise. But I want to close with one verse that is really a champion of mine. In Ephesians 1 and verse 6, the scripture says, you are accepted in the beloved. The beloved is Christ. If you're accepted in him, it don't make a rip what other people think. Accept that today. Have a great day at being accepted in the beloved. Start looking at who you are, why you're here, where you're going. Put a focus on those kinds of things, and you'll have a great weekend. Have a good weekend. Don't forget to mark your calendar. Mark your calendar for November 29th. About 4:45 we'll go online out here. Look forward to seeing you then, but we'll see you next Friday after Thanksgiving Day. And have a great one.